mortgage applications.
So we
Just
are
because I'm a person that checks numbers.
on with chapter 3.
So, I mean,
we think
if you can do it, do it.
here.
Okay, I'm not going to beat this up because...
Oh, this is exactly where we were.
I went all the way back to the very beginning. Sorry, hold on. Because we just went over this in some depth. But the next slide is on...
For FICA purposes. And I think we left off, we were talking about, for sure, wages, and then we were talking about
is on IC versus employee again.
Like what?
And
These kinds of things.
this is just really formal definition, but we're going to, for our purposes, we're going to always come back to behavioral control, financial control, and perceived relationship.
What does the IRS ask you to do?
So the issue here is say that you've been misclassifying, and this actually happened to Microsoft. When Microsoft first started in the late 70s, early 80s, they had about 30 hotshot coders that were dispersed all over the country that were coding their operating system. And they treated them all as independent contractors. And then, of course, Microsoft went public, and they gave them some stock options. And then, of course, when Microsoft went public, the stocks screamed up the charts. They split. They screamed up again, split. So people that were actually employees at that time in Microsoft got really, really, really rich. And the folks that had been the coders that had been classified as independent contractors had never gotten those stock options. And they sued Microsoft. And the courts reclassified the people as employees. And Microsoft had to pay out tens of millions of dollars to just a handful of coders because they had misclassified them. So that was an extreme example. But if you misclassify somebody, basically you're liable for a penalty that's equal to their share of FICA that they've been paying in because they've been independent, plus the federal income taxes withholding. So the penalties are really steep. I mean, it can shut down a business. I had a gal that was a student here a number of years ago, and they murdered or owned a couple pizza places in the valley, and she had misclassified her drivers.
So you tell your employer how much,
right? The delivery drivers, and they had an audit, and they got reclassified as employees, and she couldn't pay the penalties. I mean,
but if you're only making $2.13 an hour.
So it's really not something to mess around with. If you're not sure, you can file a form. It's called an SS-8, and you ask them to determine for you what is, based on all these facts, do you think that the person's an employee or an independent contractor? What do you think the IRS always comes back with them?
They do.
What does the IRS want you classified as?
So what do a lot of employers tell temp employees?
They want you classified as an employee because then somebody's withholding your FIT,
from your employer,
matching your FICA, making the deposits. If you're independent, do they get your money every couple weeks? No, they hope you pay estimates.
Mostly cash. It was
which are how many times a year again?
Now something like 92%
Four.
of it was card.
Right, quarterly. And that you file a fair and honest tax return at the end of the year. If you get a W-2, do you have any place to play around on your tax
Well,
return?
stick with me here. There's
Is
actually
there anywhere to
two
write off
kinds
anything
of
or
tax.
muck around with anything? Absolutely not.
The
If you're an
amount that
independent
you tell your
contractor,
employer you
there's
pay
all sorts of little nooks and crannies that you can explore for write-offs. So the IRS wants you classified as an employee as well. So they make the penalties really, really stringent if you mess up.
Tendon bar at Harris. Boy, that was kind of fun. Drunk gamblers.
Okay, if you
So,
misclassified,
at the end of a
but
month,
you
say,
issued a 1099 miscellaneous, right? So you really perceived relationship. You treated the people like they were
But I tell
contractors.
them I need to.
You issued a 1099 and they put it on their 1040, then the penalty is going to be waived. And we're going to see, I don't think right now, but as we get down the road a little bit, there's ways to get around the penalties if you complied with the statute called Section 530. Okay, other specific situations where you're not paying FICA. Government employees, this hasn't been true for, I don't know, maybe 20 years, but probably even longer than that. I think it was late 80s.
So
in the late 80s and before, if you worked for the federal government, you didn't pay OASDI or HI because you're covered under a separate retirement system. So you didn't pay into OASDI or HI. I taught in the California State University system in the mid-'80s, so I was a state employee in California in like 86, 87 during grad school. And same thing there, I didn't pay into OASDI HI those years because I was part of the California Public Employee Retirement System. But that's gone pretty much for all purposes.
So figure out what I should have
Impatriots,
reported, figure out how much I
an impatriate is if somebody's coming into America to work. So an expatriate's when you go like to Kuwait to work. An impatriate is somebody comes here from Poland and works for a couple years. They don't have to pay FICA because they're not going to take anything from the American retirement
should have
system, are
reported
they?
3,500.
And family employees, if you're a small family business, like you're a sole proprietorship or a LLC, I think, and you have your own kids working for you under 18 years old, you don't have to pay FICA on them. So that's a good tax planning tool. You have your kids work for you, pay them a wage, they don't have to pay FICA, and you get a tax write-off on your corporate tax return. Household employees. Household employees, again, is like your domestic help. And if you pay them more than $1,900 a year, you do have to pay FICA on them if they make more than $1,900 a year. Do you have to issue them a W-2?
All that means
You got a nanny?
is there's a special
Sure you do.
box on your
You have to pay
W-2,
workers' comp on them? Sure you do.
and at the end of
You have
your
to match them for
W-2,
FICA and do all that compliance stuff?
there's 16%
Absolutely.
off.
Okay, this is something that's been really hard for the IRS to get a hold on. It's, without being categorical, it's also in a lot of urban areas, married into a lot of the people that are filling these positions aren't legally authorized to work in the country, so there's kind of a series of issues around it. Additional exemption, if you work in the penal system, you're an inmate, you don't pay FICA. If you're a medical intern, student nurse, or worker serving temporarily in case of emergency, no
At the
FICA.
end of the month,
Okay, I see, we know, again, not to beat a dead
What is
horse, but the
your-
hiring agent does not pay or withhold FICA on a worker classified as independent.
so say
And
my
last bullet,
paycheck was
the independent contractor is liable for his or her own FICA.
paycheck.
Now, here's on net earnings. That's a really important word, these last two words. What does that mean?
What does Harris do with that?
What are net earnings? So, for example, let's say that I am a dog groomer.
Okay, stick with me here.
And my revenue
Using the same format now,
is
calculate
36,000.
gross minus 5.
And I took cash out of the business for myself,
Pretend I have no.
18,000.
Paycheck that Harris runs for me.
What do we call that in accounting if you take money out of your own business? A draw, good.
You're using the same format. Gross,
And my
isolated,
expenses,
paycheck,
my operating expenses, right, so all my supplies,
How
my
much
rent,
is
all
Harris
that,
paying me?
was, how much do I pay FICA on? How much am I going to pay on? Any guesses? Net earnings, it said. Expenses. My operating expenses. One more time. 24,000. So I billed 36,000 to my clients. I paid out 24,000 in, or not even paid out, because I could have some expenses accrual, right, like depreciation or something. And then I took 18 grand to draw. That's what most people would think, is that you're paying on your draw, but you're not. You're paying on the net
What's my
earnings,
actual
which
gross?
is,
2340 or 340? Really, they're paying?
so whatever that is, 12 grand, right? 36
What's
minus
my gross
24.
paycheck?
Okay, make sure you understand that. Because in
What is
some
the
situations,
FICA being
say that I'm that
calculated
pet
on?
groomer and I'm trying to save to build a building,
2340.
and my partner has
Are you with me? The
sufficient
difference
income that I don't
between
receive any
paycheck and
cash. So say that I took no cash out of my business. I wanted to save it all for next year, right? Because I want to put a down payment on a building. Do I still owe FICA? I didn't take a penny of cash. Sure I did. My net earnings were revenues minus expenses, 12,000.
2340
Do you
times
see
0.062.
try and explain that to clients. I know you didn't take a penny of cash this year, but you owe $2,700 in FICA.
For our
The draw is not
we're
income.
assuming no fifth
The
is
draw
right
is
now.
absolutely not income. The IRS could care less in a sole proprietorship how much cash you take. You take none, you could pull it all out,
So my net
you could incur
paycheck.
debt and pull it all out. All they're going to look at is revenue minus expenses. So when we go back to this term
Does the
again,
employer match
net
the
earnings,
amount
which is
of
the
my
last two
employer's
words on the
tip?
slide, that's what I'm talking about, revenue minus expense. Okay? What are taxable wages? Well, obviously, any cash that I pay you, wages, salaries, bonuses. The second bullet's kind of interesting. What if,
The second thing I have to do is
like a lot of the campuses in San Francisco, the big tech campuses, you know,
Because they've got way
Amazon,
more than 10
Facebook,
employees.
Yahoo, Google,
First thing
they
have
all
to
have
check
very
that I
high-end
reported what I
organic
should have reported.
cafeterias
Minimum 8%
on
of my
site.
sales.
So, and, you know, let's say every day I go have an
I
organic,
only reported
you know,
2,000.
burger or salad or whatever. I mean, in San
Therefore,
Francisco
they've got
dollars, that's a $20
allocated
lunch 5 times a
of
week, right?
$1,400.
What happens
It's
to the
sort
value
of
of
a
those
weird
meals?
word. All it means is it's going to show up in
Is that
your
included in my
and I'm
W-2?
going to get hit with that 7.65 on my
It
1040 on my
is.
tax return.
So it's not really a free lunch.
So I'm not
Because
helping
it's
myself
taxable
by
wages.
underreporting. It's just going to
The
show up on my
only
W-2
time your
and I'm gonna
employer
big
can
ass
give you
tax
meals
bill
and
all the time.
lodging that doesn't show up on your W-2 is
Yeah,
if it's for
totally.
his or her, that's actually
Does
not
that make
right.
sense?
That
We'll
should
go over
say
this a
for
couple more times, but-
employer's convenience.
Obviously, it's very important.
Oh, no,
for
what
them
are
to be
taxable
reported
wages?
and
Okay.
allocated tips,
Okay,
they're
so let me
treated
say
very
this again. These are double negatives, kind of confusing. So in the example of Google, was that for the employer or the employee's benefit?
Yeah.
The
So it's harder
employees,
to
right?
track.
I don't have to get in my car and go
situations
somewhere
like
and eat. Or I don't have to pack a lunch, right? I get to go through this cafeteria, I swipe my badge, and it's like one day I get something for $6 and the next day I get a $30
Sure,
lunch.
yeah,
It
it's
all
a way
goes on my
harder to
ticket,
track.
right?
If they're
So
truly
they're
concerned
picking that up, it's for
there's
my
a
benefit. At the
large
end of the year, is that
amount
going to
of
show up on my
reporting,
W-2?
They'll pull tapes from the cameras that are in
Yeah.
casinos.
Versus,
Show, you know,
I own
saw you
a
get $5.50
peach
chips.
plantation in Alabama,
And
and
you
I am
reported $35.
60 miles from the nearest town.
I mean,
And you
that's
guys
not-
all drive out to
that's
pick
not-
peaches all day.
Montana, does it
And I
happen
feed
in
you
Nevada
lunch.
and Atlantic City? Oh, yeah.
Whose convenience is that for?
So they'll trace you with the cameras.
That's for my convenience as the employer. Because you don't, I don't want you to
Okay,
leave
so
for
this is
2 hours.
basically
Yeah.
everything I
You
just said
drive
about
to
the
go find
allocated
lunch
tips.
somewhere,
I
right?
just illustrated.
So that's
this.
for my convenience.
Okay.
Then is that going to show up
What's
on your
exempt?
W-2?
So we just went through a whole list of
It's
things you
not.
have to pay FICA
So what they're
on.
saying
Now
here
we're
is,
talking about
what
you
are
don't
taxable
pay FICA on.
wages? If you
Meals
get
and lodging
food
are
or lodging for your
But if you
convenience,
went last week,
you know, that's
you
a
have to pay
benefit to
FICA
you,
on
that's
meals and
taxable
lodging
for
if it's
FICA. Also,
for
the fair market value of non-cash
benefit to me.
compensation.
Like if I got free food at our
Yes,
cafeteria every day.
stock payments,
that
stock
would show up on my
options,
W-2
anything
as
like
a
that.
benefit to me, not
So
to the
if I
employee.
give you, and this is
You
oftentimes
don't have to pay
misconstrued,
FICA on
um,
short-term disability
at
once
the
you've been off.
folks' house that we were at a Super Bowl party out on
You don't,
Sunday,
have to
I
pay
walked, I never
FICA
been to
on the
their house,
difference
and
between
and
your
I-
salary
in Clinton,
and
I
your
walked into one
military
of the
pay.
rooms, and there was
If
this
it's
like
You've been
really
activated more than
cool
30
sort of
days.
prepackaged looking sauna.
This one's pretty.
And I said to the lady whose house it was, I'm like, oh, that's, that's really cool.
If your
And she
employer
said, oh yeah,
puts
her
into a
husband works
pension
at Carl
plan for
Tyler
you,
Chevrolet, and he just got this
does
sauna
that
for
show
a
it's taxable for you?
bonus.
Let's say your employer like matches your 401k.
Is that, was that a free
That
sauna
shows
to
it's
them?
taxable wages for
Why not?
FICA for you.
Totally showing up on the W-2. They're going to pay federal income tax on that, they're going to pay FICA on it. Carl Tyler's going to have to match the FICA on it. So I don't, I mean, I don't have any idea what a sauna costs, but I mean, you know, I'm assuming $5,000. I mean, it's got a big unit and da-da-da-da-da, nice wood and glass, right? So fair market value of non-cash compensation, that's includable. You absolutely can. Who do you work for? Okay. So cash bonuses, heck yeah. Give it to me, take the FICA, I'm still ahead. Give me a trip to somewhere I don't have the time to go, or I'm a single mom, or I can't afford to be once I get there. What good is that to me other than a tax bill? I mean, I'm never going to San Martin, right? And people don't realize that.
Pays your tuition, gives you up to
What time do we have?
$5,250 a year in tuition credits, or actually
Okay,
credits
so,
to university,
all right, let me
you know,
just
however
finish this
they've
one
got
really
their
quick.
tuition reimbursement.
So
set up.
if your employer gives you a car to use, you know, like if you do any sort of driving in Western Montana, they want you on the roads in the winter, they want you to have a big, you know, SUV. And I'm like, I can't afford a big SUV. They're like, well, here, have the company one. And by the way, hold on to it on the weekends. What's the value of that
Out
to
here
me?
to Montana last April, and she's been with them since then. And
Well, yeah, and I don't, all of a sudden I can get rid of my shit car. I don't need to have the car payment or pay insurance or do upkeep or register it, right? Pretty
Okay.
huge benefit.
what's the way
You suppose that's taxable?
Yeah, for FICA.
Yeah, the IRS wants a piece of that. So the way that they do it is you have to report how many miles you drove personally,
118,500.
and then there's a big chart on the IRS website,
Say I work
and depending upon what kind of car it is, so it's a
and,
Lexus
facilities manager, and I
2016
make
SUV,
$72,000.
it's going to be 95 cents a mile taxable to me that I drive personally. They give me a 72 Pinto, probably 2 cents a mile.
I don't know. Is there any issue with this cap? One job, one W.
Yes, good question. If it shows up as revenue on my W-2, you bet I can write off any charges I have against it. Not my personal gas, though, but my office or my work-related actuals.
So you gotta figure out
Okay,
where-
so let's just stop there because I see people are packing up and that means attention is dwindling.
I went out to North Dakota and worked for 6 months and made 90 grand. And then I came back here for 3 months and made 50. What's the issue here, or in that scenario? Well, that's for state income tax, yeah.
Thanks for joining us in this program brought to you by the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ. See you next
That's a
time.
whole nother issue. But from a FICA perspective, I make 90.
Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone.
Sydney,
Hold it.
Montana.
This
And I
is
come
the
back here and make
25th.
50.
Tomorrow's the day.
Anybody, anyone?
There's
employer
only
who's happy?
one more day.
What if I have a W-2 for 90 and then I do 5 work?
Get ready to celebrate. One day left before the date. 100 years we give our thanks. There's only one more day. One more day. One more day. One more day. Until we celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. We're about to celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. Until we celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. We're about to celebrate. Excitement deep within ourselves. Joyful praises being said. Worldwide celebration, let's get set. Oh, there is just one day left. One more day, one more day, one more day, until we celebrate. One more day, one more day, one more day. We're about to celebrate. One more day, one more day, one more day, until we celebrate. One more day, one more day, one more day. We're about to celebrate. One more day. 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 Sing, sing, sing. One more day. One more day. One more day. Until we celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. We're about to celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. Until we celebrate. One more day. One more day. One more day. We're about to celebrate.
We're not having 7 anymore. We're having 1.8. We're not even replacing ourselves in this country anymore. So obviously the number of young workers are dropping, right? So that's kind of the solvency issue. Yet another reason why particularly you really young folks need to be planning on saving a lot of money over your working years. Start young, start now. If you can only put away $20 a week, do it. Okay. Example number 1. I've got a gal that earns $138,000 semi-monthly. I need you to figure out how much money. I figure out.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Sa ngalan po ng munisipyo ng Guagua, ako po si Mayor Rick Rivera at ang aking Vice Mayor Tonton Tuanyo narito po. Tayo ngayon upang saksiyan ang debating magaganap sa pagitan po ng dalawang relihiyon, ang Iglesia ni Cristo at ang Sabadista po. Narito po ang inyong lingkod at busy tatayo bilang moderator. Narito naman po tayo sa panig ng Iglesia ni Cristo na antitindigay si Brother Jose Ventilacion. At ang tatayo naman po sa panig ng Sabadista ay si Brother Richard Thompson. Ampong paksa, patutunayin ko na ang Panginoong Jesucristo ay tunay na Diyos ayon sa Biblia. Ang uri po ng debate ay cross-examination type. Magkakaroon ng 3 tindigan, ang bawat panig na tigti 20 minutes, bawat tindig. Pagkatapos ng bawat tindig, ang bawat panig ay magkakaroon ng cross-examination na tatagal ng 10 minutes po. Pakiusap lang po para maganda ang ating mapapakinggan. Wala po sanang pikunan. At nasa inyo po. At ganun din po, yung sana po walang yung nakakapikon tulad nung bumubu, ganun. Kasi po nawawalan sila ng sa kanilang sinasabi niya po. Pag-iusap lang po para maganda. So, ang una pong titindig ay ang Sabadista
July, August, September, October. She's
na si Brother Richard
20 pages.
Thompson.
Isang mapagpalang hapon sa inyo lahat, mga kaibigan at mga kapatid. Sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, ito po'y pangatlong beses na naming paghaharap sa pagitan ng ating mga kapatid na Iglesia ni Cristo. Historically chronologically ay hindi ko po malilimutan ang mga petsa. First time po namin ay September 15, 2001 sa lugar po ng Kalawan, Laguna. Ang second time po namin ay September 9, 2003 sa lugar po ng Barangay Alabang, Muntinlupa City.
Prior
At
year to date.
mapalad po tayo sa hapong ito sapagkat muli pong mauulit ang isang
So what's gonna
usapan
happen on this?
na usapang kailanman ay hindi po nauwi sa personalan. Sa totoo lang,
Happen.
sa aking mga kausap,
Paycheck. as-
lalong-lalo na po kay Caramil ay, alam niyo po yung paminsan-minsan tumatawag ako sa kanya sa Central at parang nag-uusap kami na walang namamagitan sa aming ano paman.
Okay.
Okay? Kaya ngayon po sa hapong ito, ay nandito po kami hindi para magpatalinuhan, hindi para magpataasa ng kalaman, kundi para i-resolve. Ang isang tema nasa pagitan ng ating mga kapatid na Iglesia ni Cristo at ng mga kapatid na Seventh-day Adventist o kilala sa mga bansag na Sabadista, ay i-resolve po namin ang temang patungkol sa kung ano nga ba ang tunay na kalagayan ng ating Panginoong Hesukristo. Sa panig po naming mga Seventh-day Adventist, patutunayan ko po, nasa akin ang bigat ng pagpapatunay patungkol sa paksang napagkasunduan. Pero bago po yon, ako po'y nagpapasalamat sa napakaraming mga kaibigan, mga kapatid na pumunta rito. Kung hindi po kayo pumunta rito, ay hindi po magiging matagumpay ng ganito ang ating gagawing pag-uusap. At kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, lalong-lalo na sa panig namin, as far as Sorsogon City, ay meron pong mga kapatid na pumarito para lang sa usapang ito. Meron din pong galing ng Pangasinan, Tarlac, at ang mga personal kong in-invite yung mga taga-Bulacan, yung mga nakayelo dyan. Okay? Salamat po sa inyong pagdalo. Ngayon po, ako'y magpapasimula sa aking paksang sinang-ayunan. Patutunayan ko na ang ating Panginoong Hesukristo ay tunay na Diyos. Ayon sa Biblia at makakagamit ng mga referensya. Okay?
I think this is
Akin pong
customer paycheck for FICA, $300.38.
pasisimulan ang aking pagpapatunay at ako po'y babasa ng talata. Mga talata po na matatagpuan sa aklat ng Jeremias.
Right, only 30.
Sa aklat po ng Jeremias, Kapitulo 10, ang talata po ay 11 o talatang 10 hanggang 12. Ito po ang ating mababasa.
Together,
Ako po ay bumabasa sa saling easy-to-read version. Sabi po dito ay ganito, But the Lord is the only true God. He is the only God who is truly alive. He is the King that rules forever. The earth shakes when God's angry. The people of the nation can't stop His anger. The Lord says, tell this message to those people. Those false gods did not make heaven and earth, and those false gods will destroy and disappear from heaven. So dito pinapakilala po ng tunay na Diyos na siya po ay hari at siya'y manlilikha. At ang sabi niya, yung mga hindi tunay na Diyos o mga peking Diyos ay mga lilipol ng lahat. At sa talatang 12 ang sabi po rito, God is the one who used His power and made the earth. Siguro naman po, wala na tayong pag-uusapan kung tunay nga ba o peking Diyos yung lumikha ng langit at ng lupa. Alam na natin yon. Nang lumikha ng langit at lupa ay walang iba, kundi ang tunay na Diyos. At ang sabi niya rito, God uses wisdom and built the world with His understanding. God stretched out the sky over the earth. Mga kapatid, ang isa po sa katangian ng tunay na Diyos, siya po ay manlilikha. Ngayon, titingnan natin. Meron bang ganitong katangian ang ating Panginoong Jesucristo? Tinawag ba ng Biblia ng ating Panginoong Jesucristo ay isang manlilikha? Patutunayan ko po yan sa pamagitan ng pagbabasa ng iba't ibang mga versions ng banal na kasulatan. Una po, gagamitin ko po ang talata sa Juan 1. Okay? Juan 1, ang talatang 1 hanggang 3. Ang sabi dito,
Okay.
before the world began, the Word was there. The Word was there with God.
So this guy...
The Word was God. He was there with God in the beginning. All things were made through Him. Nothing was made.
So this
without
guy
him.
is $225 a year.
Ano pa ang sabi dito? Lahat daw po ng mga nalikha
Paid monthly
ay hindi nalikha kung wala
on
ang
the
salitang
last-
ito.
on the
Which
page.
is, kung sino yung salita, may hihiramin po akong isang talata. Yun pong salin ng salita ng buhay.
So do your three
Pwede po bang
steps just like you
Ano yung sound system? Mukhang umuugong po. Okay? Ang sabi po rito, para malaman natin kung sino yung salita na yon, na kung wala ay hindi nalikha ang lahat ng bagay sa mundong ito. Ang sabi po ay ganito. Salita po ng buhay. Madalas ko rin pong makita ang ginagamit nila Caramil, nila Kapol pa Gibara sa kanilang programa. Noong pasimula pa ay naroon na si Kristong salita. So therefore, yung salitang sinasabi rito kung sino, si Kristo. Lalaktawan ko na, dito po ako sa 3. Sa pamamagitan niya, nilalang ang lahat ng bagay. Kung wala siya, ay wala sanang nalalang na anuman. Okay? Kung wala siya, ay wala sanang nalalang na anuman. Ulitin ko po, ang isa sa katangian ng tunay na Diyos ay lalalang o manlilikha. Meron po akong isang sali ng Bible dito. Ang ating titingnan, okay, pakikuha nga po yung salin. Okay.
Quiet, please.
Eto po. Madalas din pong gamitin sa kanilang mga programa pinanunood ko. The Living Bible. Titingnan po natin kung ano ang pagkasabi ng version ng Bible na ito tungkol sa ating Panginoon Jesucristo. Sabi dito, before anything else existed, there was Christ with God. He always been alive and is Himself God. Hindi po muna yan ang titinan ko. Ang sabi dito sa verse 3, He created everything. Kung sabi dito, He created everything. There is nothing exists that didn't make. Ang sabi po rito. At kung titingnan din po natin, ang parehong version, dito rin po sa version na ito, gagamitin ko po para patunayan ang ating Jesucristo ay Diyos dahil siya po ay manlilikha. Dito po sa aklat ng Kolosas. Ito po sulat ni Pablo sa mga taga-Kolosas. Ang kapitulo ay 1, ang mga talata po ay 15 at 16. Ganito po ang pagkabanggit. Christ is the exact likeness of the unseen God. He existed before God made anything at all. Ano pa ang sabi dito?
So how many times?
Si Kristo daw ay umiiral na bago pa malikha ang lahat. Ulitin ko po. God made anything at all. And in fact, ang sabi dito, and in fact, sa katotohanan, ang sabi dito, Christ Himself is the Creator. Ang sabi dito, Christ Himself is the Creator who made everything in heaven and on earth, the things we can see and the things we can. The spirit world with its kings and kingdoms, its rulers and authorities, all were made by Christ for His own
Now,
glory.
if this
So makikita natin mga kaibigan, mga kapatid,
he would have had to
na kung susukatin natin sa katangian ng isang Diyos bilang manlalalang, ang ating Panginoong Kristo, ang pagkabanggit ng Biblia, siya po ay ano? Siya po ay manlalalang. Ulitin ko po,
Sorry.
Christ is the exact likeness of the unseen God. He existed before God made anything at all. And in fact, Christ Himself is the Creator who made everything in heaven and earth. So, base po
I'm running a
sa mga talatang aking nabasa, napapatunayan po natin na sa isang katangian pa lang, ang ating Panginoong Kristo ay talagang tunay na Diyos sapagkat wala namang ibang lumikha ng langit at ng lupa maliban sa tunay na Diyos. At kung babalikan nga po natin, okay, ang Genesis chapter 1, kung saan nandito ang history ng creation, abay sino ba ang lumikha? When God began creating the heavens and the earth. At sa verse 31, then God looked over all that He had made. So sino daw po ang lumikha? Yung Diyos. So sinabi ng talatang binasa natin kanina, yung Diyos pala na manlilikha. Sinabi ng Biblia, wala iba kundi ang ating Panginoong Kristo sa makatwid. Ang tunay na Diyos ay manlilikha. At kung si Kristo ay manlilikha sa makatwid, siya ay tunay na Diyos. Yan po ang sinasabi ng Bible. Yan po ang binabasa ko. Maaring bago sa iba, pero
right?
matagal na pong nakatala sa Biblia.
Three things. Either
Okay?
it's just
Matagal nang
7.5,
nakatala
or it's just 1.45,
sa Biblia. At ngayon mga kapatid,
or if it
isa pa,
straddles it,
sa pantalata, nababasahin
then
ko,
you've gotta go through all this
patungkol
to
sa
figure out
pagiging
what's that
manlalalang ng ating Panginoong Kristo.
185.
Dito po sa aklat ng mga taga-Hebreo,
Are you guys
ang sabi dito sa Kapitulo 1,
forward? You feel like you're on track?
talatang 8, comma Gs ay ganito.
Struggle with it?
But God said
Hold the power.
this about His Son.
All my lectures too.
Sino daw po nagsasalita? Ang Diyos ay sinabi niya ito patungkol sa kanyang
I know that sounds really.
anak. Ang sabi dito, your throne, O God, will continue forever and ever.
I'm really
Ang sabi dito, ang iyong luklukan, O Diyos, ay magpapatuloy,
40 and 50.
magpakailan-kailanman. Sa talatang Gs, ang sabi dito, God also says, O Lord, in the beginning, you made the earth. Ano ang sabi dito ng Diyos mismo sa anak? O Panginoon, nang pasimula ay nilikha mo ang langit at ang lupa.
137.
Ang langit at ang lupa pala, mismong ang Diyos ang nagsalita
Last time.
na ang may gawa ay walang iba, kundi ang kanyang anak. Uulitin ko. God also says, O Lord, yan po hindi si Brother Richard ang nagsasabi. Maliwanag po dito sa aking binasa. O Lord,
Like whatever you're
in the beginning, you made the heaven, and your hands made the sky. Balik po tayo sa Genesis chapter 1. Sino ba ang lumikha ng langit at ang lupa? Natural, yun yung tunay na Diyos. At dito, mismo ang Ama ang nagsabi na yung anak Yun po ang sinasabi ng banal na kasulatan. Ilang minuto pa po? 6 minutes. Okay. Ngayon po, bilang patuloy na pagpapatunay tungkol sa kalagayan ng ating Panginoon Kristo, okay, bilang tunay na Diyos, ay akin pong babasahin ang mga talatang nasabi. Sa aklat po ng Juan, sa Biblia pong ang salin ay ang salita ng buhay. Uulitin ko po. Madalas din po itong gamitin sa mga programa ng aking mga kaibigang Iglesia ni Cristo. Couple. Okay? Sabi po rito ay ganito. Nang pasimula, naroon na si Kristong salita. Siya'y kasama ng Diyos at siya'y Diyos. Sabi dito? Ayan. Siya'y kasama ng Diyos at siya'y Diyos. O eto mga kapatid. Sa talatang 15 at 18, mas maganda ang pagkasabi. Ang sabi ganito. Siya ang tinutukoy ko ng aking sabihin, sabi ni Juan Bautista. May isang darating na higit na dakila kaysa akin, sapagkat malao na siyang nabubuhay. Tingnan niyo po, malao na siyang nabubuhay. Bago pa man ako ipanganak. Ay kung titingnan niyo, biologically speaking mga kapatid, alam niyo naman na unang ipinaglihi si San Juan Bautista kaysa sa ating Panginoon Kristo. Pero eto, si Juan Bautista, pinatutuhanan niya na ano? Nasa kabila na biologically una siyang ipinanganak kay Kristo. Ano ang pag-amin niya? Siya higit na dakila sa akin sapagkat malao na siyang nabubuhay bago pa man ako ipanganak. At tingnan natin kung ano pang patutuo ni Juan Bautista patungkol sa kanyang sinasabing ito. Wala pang nakakita sa Diyos Ama kahit kailan. Subalit, ipinakilala siya sa atin ng Diyos Anak. Ano po ang sabi?
Let's look at a couple examples.
Madalas pong gamitin ito, ha? Kaya wag niyo pong sasabihin mamaya, hindi tama yung sali na yan. Kasi madalas ko pong makita ang gamitin ito. Apple, ulitin ko, ano po? Anong sabi ulitin ko? Wala pang nakakita sa Diyos Ama. Kahit kailan. Subalit, ipinakilala siya sa atin ng Diyos Anak. Mga kapatid, bilang pagpapatuloy at bilang karagdagan ng ating pagpapatunay ng ating Panginoon Kristo ay tunay na Diyos, babasahin ko po ang nasa Juan 20:28. Ang sabi po ay ganito. Sumagot si Tomas, Panginoon ko at Diyos ko. Ano po ang sinabi ni Tomas matapos niyang mapatunayan ang ating Panginoon Kristo ay nabuhay na maguli sa mga patay? Ang sabi niya sa Panginoon, Panginoon ko at Diyos ko. At wala naman akong nabasa ritong peking Diyos si Kristo. Lumalabas talagang si Apostol Tomas ang pagkakilala sa ating Panginoon sa Kristo ay tunay siyang Diyos. Otherwise, kumikilala siya ng isang peking Diyos kung hindi Diyos ang ating Panginoon sa Kristo. Okay? So makikita po natin, base sa mga talatang aking unang pinagbatayan, na ang ating Panginoon sa Kristo ay tunay na Diyos. Sa katangian, ating nakita, ang Diyos ay manlilikha. Sa banal na kasulatan, tinawag ang ating Panginoon na Diyos naman lilikha. Tinawag din ni
You solved
Apostol
part of
Juan
the problem,
ang ating
which
Panginoon
is the
Kristo
OSDI, but you missed the
na
part
Diyos. Tinawag din ng Apostol Tomas
when you've got
ng ating
self-confidence
Panginoon
that
Kristo
you're not
ay kanyang Panginoon at Diyos. Kaya
12.4
bilang
and 2.9, aren't you?
unang tayo,
Or 15.3.
akin pong inaaring sa mga aking nabanggit ay napatunayan ko na si Kristo ay tunay na Diyos.
Normally, you have this
Time
thing
is up.
going on where people are like, oh, this you need to
Narito naman po
I'm not really sure if I should keep moving.
na sa panig ng Iglesia ni Cristo, titindigan po ni Brother Jose Ventilacion na siya ang magko-cross-examinasyon.
Okay, so in the next example,
Magandang hapon sa iyo, Mr. Thompson.
Ganon din po sa iyo, kapatid na Diyos.
Timer start.
Okay ka na,
I
ha?
have an
Okay na po.
Sige.
word. Senior attorney from law school, the subject is like 92,000. But he also specializes in environmental litigation.
Ang unang ginamit mo na talata ay Jeremias 10:10. Di ba?
Apo.
Diyan ba sa Jeremias 10:10 nakalagay yung pangalan ni Kristo?
Wala po akong binanggit na nakalagay ang pangalan ni
Ayun.
Kristo.
Sa makatid, diyan sa Jeremias 10:10, na ang sabi diyan ay ang Diyos ay manlilikha. Si Kristo ba yan?
Hindi ko po sinabing si Kristo yon. Pero, nasagot po ako. Nasagot po ako. Hindi ko po sinabi na si Kristo yon dahil wala talaga doon si Kristo. Doon ako kumuha ng aking premise para patunayan na ang tunay na Diyos ay manlalalang.
Okay.
At yun ay makikita kay Kristo.
Sige, sunod na tanong.
Okay po.
Ano sa Hebrew yung tunay na Diyos?
Hindi ko po binanggit yun.
Hindi, kasi
Hindi ko po binanggit yun.
makatid ay hindi mo alam sa Hebrew yung tunay na Diyos. Hindi mo alam.
Hindi ko po binanggit. Hindi ko po binanggit.
Kung hindi mo binanggit, o hindi mo binanggit, hindi mo alam.
Hindi ko po sinasabing hindi ko alam. Ang sabi ko po, hindi ko binanggit.
Sige. Nag-aral ka ba ng Hebrew?
Ay marunong po ako magbasa ng Hebrew.
Ito ay nakalagay sa Hebrew.
Apo.
Kaya mong basahin yung tunay na Diyos sa Hebrew?
Ay kung mabasa ko po yung mga nandyan.
Hindi, yung tinatanong ko, kung kaya mong basahin yung
Kaya ko
salitang tunay na Diyos sa Hebrew.
Kaya ko pong basahin lahat yan.
Ayun. Alin dyan ang nakalagay tunay na Diyos sa Hebrew?
Hindi ko po tinitindigan na si
Ayan.
Kristo yan. Wala
Okay
po
na.
akong-
Okay. Ngayon, kung ikaw ay marunong ng Hebrew, yung salitang Elohei Emet, ako na nagbigay sa iyo ng salita, Elohei Emet, ilang beses ginamit yan sa Hebrew Bible?
Wala po akong pinatutunayan tungkol dyan. Kaya wag niyo pong itanong sa akin. Wala po yun sa paksa.
Sa makatid ay hindi mo sigurado kung ilang beses ginamit yan.
Wala po sa paksa yan. Wala po
Ang
sa
na-
paksa yan.
Ang nasa paksa, nandun yung salitang tunay na Diyos. Hindi ba sa Jeremias 10:10 may salitang tunay na Diyos?
Ganito po.
Ah.
Kinuha ko yung talata, lilinawin ko. Kinuha ko ang talata dahil kung doon ko binase para patunayan ng isang katangian na
Ano,
isang tunay
alam
na Diyos
namin,
ay
yun
manilikha. At yun ay na kay Kristo.
Oo.
Wala po akong pinirmahan na patutunayan ko sa Hebrew kung ano ang Hebrew word ng salitang tunay na Diyos. Wala po yun. Walang kinalaman sa paksa.
O, sige na. Pagbibigyan ka na namin. Diyan ba sa Jeremias 10:10 na ginamit mo? Sino ba ang tunay na Diyos diyan? Ang Ama o ang Anak?
Wala pong sinabi dyan kung ang ama o ang anak.
Okay.
Ang sinabi po dyan, ang tunay ng Diyos, ang manlilikha.
Hindi ba nakalagay sa Jeremias 10:10?
Ah.
Ang nakasulat sa Jeremias 10:10, ganito. Ha? salitang Panginoon o Tetragrammaton. Di ba nakasulat yan sa Jeremias 10:10?
Opo.
Yun bang Panginoon sa Biblia, sa Old Testament, yun ba'y tumutukoy sa Ama o tumutukoy sa Anak?
Wala po sa paksayon, pero kaya kong patunayan. Andali po. Wala sa paksayon, pero kaya kong patunayan na tumutukoy din kay Kristo yan.
Sa
Kaya lang
makatid,
wala sa paksayan.
sa makatid, hindi mo alam kung yung Panginoon ay tumutukoy sa Ama.
Tumutukoy din sa anak yan. Kaya kong patunayan yan. Kaya lang
Hindi.
hindi yun ang paksa.
Ayun.
Kaya kong
Sunod na
patunayan
tanong.
yan. Kaya lang hindi yun ang paksa.
Oh,
Bago
sunod na
tayo ng
tanong.
paksa.
Sa sa Isaiah 64:8, ginamit yung salitang Panginoon. Ayan ha? Ulitin ko. Isaiah 64:8. Sige, bilis-bilisan mo. Ginamit yung salitang Panginoon. Kanino tumutukoy yung salitang Panginoon? Sa Ama o sa Anak?
Wala pong binanggit dyan kung sa ama o sa anak.
Kahit na wala kang binanggit, kumo nandun yung salitang Panginoon, kaya ang tanong namin sa iyo, yun bang Panginoon sa Old Testament? Kanino tumutukoy? Sa Ama o sa Anak?
Kaya kong patunayan na pwede rin sa anak yan. Kaya lang hindi yan ang paksa.
Sige. Yun bang Isaiah 64:8 na sa Biblia?
Obvious naman po. Nasa
Ayun. Di ba ang ating usapan, tunay na Diyos ayon sa Biblia?
Si Kristo po ang pinatutunayan ko.
Oo, naintindihan ko naman yung maling aral mo eh. Ang sinasabi ko,
Mr. Moderator, trabaho niya po. Sir Moderator, sandali lang po.
ang
Trabaho
itinatanong
niya
ko,
pong sandali lang po. Sir,
Hindi.
ina-address ko po.
Ang
Trabaho niya pong magtanong, hindi mag-comment.
ang itinatanong ko,
Tanong lang po kayo.
sige. Ginamit mo kasi Jeremias 10.
Hindi ko po ginamit yung Isayas.
Naintindihan natin yon.
Hindi ko ginamit yan.
Kaya lang, ito bang talatang ito, alam mo? Hindi.
Ay, alam ko po.
Alam mo,
Nakita na.
dito sa Isaiah 64:8, yung Panginoon, tumutukoy ba sa Ama o sa Anak?
Si Kristo tinawag ding Ama.
Hindi yun ang tanong.
Si Kristo tinawag ding Ama.
Ang tanong maliwanag.
Aha.
Ang tanong maliwanag.
Apo.
Diyan sa talatang yan, yun bang Panginoon diyan na tunay na Diyos, Ama o Anak?
Si Kristo tinawag din pong Ama.
Sa mga tuwid, kung si Kristo ay sinasabi mong Ama, ilan ang Ama mo?
Aba, Ama si Kristo, Ama din ang Diyos.
Ayun.
Kaya na pong bahala mo ito dyan.
Kung, may balak. Ito pa. Sa Malakyas.
Quiet please, quiet.
Sa Malakyas 2:10. Ilan ang Ama? Isa o dalawa?
Isa.
Isa! Sunod.
Sige po, sunod na tanong. Sunod na tanong.
Sis
Sunod na
na po.
tanong. Sunod na tanong.
Nabasa mo ba ang unang Korinto 8:6?
Nabasa ko na po.
Nabasa mo?
Apo.
Sino ang manlalalang ayon sa unang Korinto 8:6?
Diyos po ang binanggit doon, Ama Diyos.
Sa magandang balita, sino ang manlalalang? Ang anak o ang ama?
Hindi ko po binanggit yung 1 Korinto kanina. Magtanong po kayo sa sinabi ko.
Hindi.
Mamaya, gagamitin ko rin po yan.
Kahit hindi mo binanggit, hindi mo ba kayang sagutin yan?
Sinagot ko na po, ayaw nyo lang ng sagot ko.
Di ba nasa Biblia yung
Sinagot
unang
ko.
Korinto 8:6?
Ano po?
Ayon sa unang Korinto, sino ang lumalang ng lahat ng bagay? Ang anak o ang ama?
Ang Ama.
Ang ama!
Ulitin ko po. Ulitin ko po. Kaya kong patunayan na si Kristo Ama rin.
Ayun.
Ha? Ayun yun. Susunod pong tanong.
Sa makatwid, nang sinabi ni Apostol Pablo, sa ganang atin, iisa lamang ang Diyos, ang Ama. Tinatanggap mo yon?
Tinatanggap po namin iisa ang Diyos. Tinatanggap po namin ay isa ang Diyos.
Tinatanggap.
Mr. Ventilasyon, sir, paintulot nyo, wala po kaming doktrina na tatlo ang Diyos o dalawa.
Wala
Ay,
ka.
isa rin ang Diyos na kinikilala
Huwag kang
namin.
magpaliwanag. Ang tanong ko, nakabatay sa unang Korinto 8:6.
Aha.
Ha? Ayon sa unang Korinto 8:6, sino ang iisang Diyos? Ang anak o ang ama?
Maliwanag po ang pagkasabi niya.
Sino?
Ang Ama.
Thank you!
Pero yun na nga po, kagaya ng aking sinabi, kaya kong patunayan na si Kristo
Eto
Ama
pa.
din.
Ito sunod na tanong.
Sunod na tanong.
Kung ang anak, ang sabi mo kanina, ang anak ang lumikha ng langit at ng lupa at ng lahat ng bagay. Yan ang sabi mo kanina, di ba?
Binasa ko po sa Biblia.
Sige, kahit na binasa mo,
Binasa ko po.
ang sabi mo, ang anak lumikha ng lahat ng bagay, yung ama, ano
Time's
lumikha?
up. Time's up po.
Nag-enjoy ba kayo, mga kaibigan? Masaya tong ating debate na ito, di ba? Kaya lang, medyo may nahahalata na kayo sa ating kaibigang Thompson. Dahil sa madalas na sabihin niya, pagka tinatanong natin yung nasa sa Biblia, hindi raw niya ginamit yon. Ngayon, wala naman kaming pinag-usapan na hindi kami pwedeng magtanong nang hindi niya ginamit. Kaya, yung ginagawa niya na sabi niya, hindi ko ginamit yan, palusot lang yan. Ngayon, puntahan natin yung unang talatang ginamit niya. Alam niyo, napakahalaga niyang talatang yan. Dahil sa Hebrew Bible, isa po yan sa mga talata na nakalagay yung salitang Elohei Emet o sa Tagalog ay tunay na Diyos. Ngayon, kaya raw daw niya ginamit yun dahil daw sa nakalagay doon sa talatang yon na ang Diyos ay manlalalang. Hindi tayo tumututol na ang Diyos ay manlalalang. Yun ang talagang doktrina sa Biblia. Pero meron siyang itinago doon, ngayon naman ang inilitaw natin. Ano yung inilitaw natin sa Jeremias 10:10? Na ang nakasulat, ito po, ngunit ang Panginoon ang siyang tunay na Diyos. Siya ang Diyos na buhay, ang haring walang hanggan. Ano ho ang nakasulat sa talatang ito? Na doon natin siya tinanong kanina. Ang sabi dito, sino ang tunay na Diyos? Sagot, ang Panginoon ang tunay na Diyos. Kaya itinanong natin kanina sa Kanya, sino yung Panginoon na yan? Na yan ang tunay na Diyos. Yan ba ang anak? O yan ang ama? Kaya, salamat doon sa batang sumagot. Alam ng bata ay sagot eh. Mabuti siguro yung bata na patayuin natin eh. Ito. Sino yung Panginoon? Sa Isaias 64:8 na yun din ang Panginoon. Sa Jeremias 10:10. Ang sabi dito, gayunman, O Panginoon, Ikaw ang aming Ama. Ayun. Sa magatid, ayon sa talatang ito, sa Lumang Tipan o Old Testament, yung Ama, yun ang tunay na Diyos. Baka naman meron din siyang kasama pa.
and then...
na tunay na Diyos na sabi niya yung anak niya. Basahin natin muna yung Malakias, Kapitulo 2, ang talata ay 10. O, pansinin niyo ha, sabi na kasi kanina, dalawa raw yung ama. Napansin niyo ba? Sabi na kanina, dalawa ama, pati rin si Kristo, ano na, Brother Ray? Ama rin, di ba? Okay. Pero, ano sabi ng propeta?